Namaste, this is Teresa Von Braun, spiritual consultant, Seosis Mystery School. I am going to channel today from the Divine Feminine. This is a time when she is resurrecting herself. So, and I'm thinking also of doing a series of channelings from the different archetypes of the Divine Feminine that different cultures have had and still have, and hopefully will be more in touch with here and now again. So I will take a couple of minutes here, or a minute, not very long, and then I will start to channel. Greetings, 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 greetings to all humanity. Greetings from all directions, all dimensions, all galaxies, from the divine energies, from the whole universe. Greetings to you. Receive that. Receive the love and the greetings. It is time for the Divine Feminine to regain her rightful part of leadership, of bringing humans into another change and evolution, as what happened 12,000 years ago, as the feminine brought humanity into more of a culture, into more of a social context, into more of a relationship as a group, and settled more on the planet. It is time again for change. It is time again for the humanity to balance more the masculine and the feminine, to bring more of the feminine into that leadership quality, to lead with the heart, to lead more with the heart. That is what the feminine can provide. The Divine Feminine nurtures, the Divine Feminine heals, the Divine Feminine brings through creativity, the Divine Feminine supports. The Divine Feminine is not here to take anything away from anyone. It is here to give. It is here to allow. It is here to encourage. It is here to light the way from the heart, through your passions, through your love, through your experiences. It is important to let this energy in. It is important to recognize this part of yourself. Both men and women both have both male and female within them. Each human needs to find their right balance. Humanity needs to find its right balance, which is changing and needs to change right now. Many humans are not buying the polarity of just a male or female, but are unifying themselves in their human body. This is what needs to happen on the planet. There still can be gender and different genders, but there can be shift and change and unification in those genders as well. And so it is time for that. The goddess has been trying to resurrect herself this last, shall we say, 70 years, starting in the last half of the last century, of poking her head up above ground, of coming up from underground, of being written about, being acknowledged, being brought forth, being venerated, being understood. Okay, and it came up for a while very strongly. Many books came out, many people talked about it, and then it kind of faded away again, back more into the background again, or closer to the background. It is time to come forward again, okay? It is a time on the planet where there are more women in prominent positions, there are more women in a role similar to their counterparts. There are more women that they're being taken more seriously, that are being acknowledged, that are being welcomed, they're being sought out and after to take part in the rule of order, to be brought into a higher level of effect on the planet. Women have always had the most profound effect on the planet, but it has been understated and underground and in the background. It is time for that to come forward now. It is time to see the quiet, nurturing and healing and supportive energy as powerful as the more masculine, takeover, assertive energy that has been ruling this planet for far too long. The earth herself, the feminine earth herself, the mother that your tribal societies refer to her as, is making her presence even more known. She's always been here, has always been taken for granted, has always been used. But the time has come to stop the raping and the pillaging of the mother of the earth. It's time to stop harming the feminine. It is time to stop harming the feminine. Women are killed, are murdered, are harmed more than men in every culture. Okay, and deemed less valuable in almost every culture. Even when there is lip service to the fact that they are equal, they often are not. You can look at what you are paid, the jobs you're allowed to hold, how you are treated in those jobs. There is so much to do here to bring the divine feminine back into its right balance on this planet. A planet cannot continue to grow, evolve, and to be abundant and fruitful if it is out of balance in this way. That the earth needs both the energies in order to sustain life. You need both energies in order to sustain your life. It is important to balance these energies in you in whatever way is right for you. Some may have more of one and less of the other, and vice versa. That is for you to decide what is your truth and what is your soul's expression in this lifetime concerning the masculine and feminine energy. But in general, it is time for the divine feminine to come through very strongly at this time. It is a year of change. Well, probably a decade of change, but it's definitely a year of change. It is the feminine that changes. The feminine always changes. It does not stay the same. It is always shifting and changing. And if you look at the women that you are and that you know, you will acknowledge that. And so it is time for that gift and that ability, that skill, even if you will, to come forward, because change is absolutely necessary now. Gaia will no longer tolerate the negativity that has been being focused on her. She will no longer tolerate the raping and the pillaging and the taking and the using and the not giving back and the not loving and the not appreciating that has been going on for. So it is important for the feminine to take back her power. But beyond that, it is important for the feminine to step out in front, to navigate, to set in the right direction of what needs to happen. Women have always been doing this in their homes, shall we say, hopefully in their families, but it is time to come out with even more of that. It is time for the power of the feminine, the power of the mother to be acknowledged, the power of the great capabilities of what the feminine energy has to teach humanity to be accepted and revered. Not, I don't even know what, not even noticed. And so it is time to receive that from yourself, in others, in humanity. It is time to align yourself, not only balancing your masculine and feminine, it's time to balance your spiritual, your mental, your emotional, and your physical. It's time to balance your spiritual and physical. That's what this time is about. That is the great healing of the duality that is occurring. That is occurring. You can either be with it or be against it. You can either be polarized or you can come into unity. Unity is not always 50-50. Unity is not always the exact same thing, but it is connected. It is connected. How many humans are not connected to their feminine? How many humans are not connected to their spiritual? How many humans are not connected to their emotional? Less connected to their mental, and a lot are not as connected to the physical, to the planet, as is necessary for an abundant, fruitful life. And so it is time to come into this balance so that you can begin to feel the abundance of life. You can begin to feel the abundance of your essence, of your soul, so that you can feel that in your physical form and you can express that onto the planet. Most of the negative happens out of greed or the total, complete feeling of lack or of not getting what is needed. And so when there is more balance in you, you will feel that you are receiving more what you need from the inner from the divine, from the planet, from other. And that is what is important, that you really begin to receive this. Not take, but receive. And there is a huge difference in that. And so it is important to understand this feminine quality of receptivity, that is necessary right now to receive this higher energy coming onto the planet right now, to receive the powerful energy or powerful energetic change that is occurring right now. Allow yourself to be changed. Allow yourself to go with the changes that are happening. They will keep changing. You do not need to let yourself be stuck or get stuck in any one particular change, but to allow the quality, allow the energy, allow the movement of change, which is the only truth in the whole universe, really, to be what supports you and guides you, and to feel present and grounded, centered, connected in all the change. And the only way that can really happen is that you find your inner touchstone of your own heart, and you find your connection to your body on this planet. That is the way that you can begin to be in your truth through all the change that is happening. And your truth will be a through line through all the change that you can hold on to. So now is the time. If not now, when, as they say. Now is the time. Do not miss it. It will not miss you. But whether you let it in and receive it, acknowledge it, let yourself be with it, that is up to you. And it will be very sad if you do not let that happen. It will be so sad. You do not have to have lived a very spiritual life before now to let this spiritual energy in. This energy is changing the upper dimensions and vibrations so that the spiritual quality of the higher dimensions is much easier, more easily accessible to humans. It is now a time for you to be more the mystic and have direct connection with the divine, masculine and feminine, and not to have to go through an intermediary such as a church or a minister or a priest or a guru or whatever. It is a human right. It is who we are as humans. It's not something we have to find. It's something that's there. It's something that needs to be allowed to come into you. And that is so true. That is so true. It is so true. Believe that. Believe that. The divine feminine knows this. The divine feminine teaches this. The divine feminine will give this to you and bring this out of you. Allow it. Allow it. Allow her. Allow the Great Mother. Allow the Mother of the planet. Allow the feminine to be holding you during this time. Thank you. Namaste.